when you wake up.
Get away from her, you...
Don't make me fight you. I am really good.
Good morning, Dr. Silverman.
For a second there?
Yeah, I kind of did.
Welcome to Hollywood Ranked. Every week we take a closer look at movies with a common element, discuss our favorite films of the episode's theme, and then rank them for them. We're your hosts, Mark Dixon and Adam Osborne.
Hello.
Hi, Adam. Now, this week's topic is action movies featuring female heroes. For a long time in Hollywood history, the action genre was dominated by male actors. But as the years have gone on and times have changed, female actors have had more of an opportunity to join in on the fun and show their tough and adventurous side. Let's begin with some honorable mentions that didn't quite make our top three. Adam, excited about this topic?
Yes, I am. It was really hard, right? Because there's so many great actresses and they've been in fantastic movies. And so it's like, how do you narrow it down just to three?
Agreed. Yeah, when you start thinking about all the options.
Yeah, there's too many great female actresses, and a lot of them have done really good action movies. And we had a very hard time doing it, but I think we got it down pretty well.
We did our job. We've got our top three. But first, let's talk about some of our honorable mentions.
Some of the people that did not make the list.
Just came close.
Got any important ones?
One that stands out is Charlize Theron.
Definitely.
I find her very believable in action roles. And she has made some really popular ones like Mad Max Fury Road.
Mm-hmm.
And also there was the Fast and the Furious franchise
Definitely
she joined recently. But one I'd recommend is Atomic Blonde. That's a movie from years ago. Really well done.
I have heard that one. I've heard that. Very good.
But yeah, she just does a great job. Very believable in her tough roles.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Well, continuing with that, we have Carrie-Anne Moss, who actually played Trinity in the Matrix series. Definitely one person that people go, oh, Trinity? Great. But moving up more to kind of modern age, we have Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow in the Avengers movie. A lot of people have seen that. She did a fantastic job.
Right.
She really just kind of took off in that role. And I think she did get a movie, which is great because a lot of the cast in the Avengers, only a couple of them have movies. Yes. We also have Jennifer Lawrence, who played Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games movie, and that movie just kind of exploded in early 2010s era.
Right.
Everyone was talking about it. And everyone really enjoyed it. And more recently with Gal Gadot playing Diane/Wonder Woman in those movies. And I think she's done a wonderful job. She actually showed up for a cameo in the Shazam movie. And I thought that was also really awesome.
Agreed. I liked all those movies, all those characters. I agree. Those are all great choices. I'd agree with.
But they weren't our top three.
No. Oh, one other quick one I want to give a shout out to is Pam Grier.
Ooh.
She made a lot of action movies in the 1970s, like Foxy Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Quentin Tarantino referred to her as the first female action star.
Ooh.
So that's kind of high praise. He'd go on to work with her later on. But yeah, shout out to her too, because a lot of people do recognize her as one of the original.
You know what I also count? Carrie Fisher.
Oh, right.
Right?
Absolutely. Love Carrie Fisher.
Right? She was fantastic in the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, that's true.
Big major role. She wasn't just kind of sideline like it happens a lot.
Absolutely.
She was right in the middle of it. She wasn't just kind of hanging out in the base. She was there in the action.
She was a leader.
And especially on the Death Star.
Right.
When she just kind of starts shooting back.
Oh, right. Absolutely.
During the prison escape. Fantastic scene.
And as the movies continued, the later movies, she was absolutely a leader, right?
Oh, 100%.
Great choice. I would agree with that too. And now, let's talk about our top three action movies with strong female leads.
Definitely.
So, Adam, what's your number three?
Number three, it was a very hard choice because these top three were really great, but I did have to go with I'm going to butcher her name. Sigourney Weaver.
Perfect.
From the Alien series. She did a fantastic job in that movies. Those movies, it was kind of this time where it was as you said, a lot of male kind of action heroes, and she was kind of this, this female action hero in space sci-fi. I love sci-fi. It's one thing I personally always love to enjoy. And one of my favorite scenes actually from the second movie is when she's kind of in the construction mech. And she's defending the girl that they found on the planet, and she fights the alien in this construction mech. And it's just a fantastic scene because, she's just showing how just awesome that she is, right?
Yeah, any fans of the film.
Full on action. She's just fighting an alien in this giant mech suit. And it's just how is that just not so awesome?
It's super cool.
Right?
And she evens the playing field. But yeah, I agree. Anyone who loves the movies remembers that
Definitely.
scene. But
It
I
is
like
just iconic.
a lot of these actors, what they have in common too, they really ground their action with their acting. Like they really sell the drama of the moment too, and the emotion, which is, I think, really important, adds to it.
They're not just, they're not just acting, okay, they're this cool, super powerful woman, right? It's very grounded, as you said, right?
Yes.
She doesn't just blow up the alien and problem solve it, right? She's using something to her advantage, which I think was really cool.
Yeah, she's smart
using that
and tough.
mech to fight off a stronger enemy.
Yeah,
It doesn't show that she's just, she's good at fighting, but she's also smart.
Yeah, so solid choice.
Definitely. But what about you? Who would be your top third?
I'm going to start with Uma Thurman as the bride in the Kill Bill movies.
Ooh, very good choice.
And it was in those movies, they were great because they had a lot of strong performances by women, including some of her opponents in that, Lucy Liu. And,
Lucy Liu, definitely.
Vivica Fox.
Who was she was actually in the Charlie's Angels movies as well, wasn't she?
As well, another great
another one as well.
Movie. Yeah, but yeah, they were great in that. And as another one, she plays this character who is she goes through a lot of trauma.
Oh, definitely. That movie definitely does touch on a lot of dark topics.
She has some PTSD, and she is out for revenge because of all the trauma she's been
right from
in.
the start of the movie, she's going for that revenge because she's in the hospital, isn't she?
Yes.
And she wheelchairs herself out of the hospital, just showing how strong this person is. One, just as a survivor, but also as like a character, how determined she is.
And this is the classic Quentin Tarantino style,
which
he's
directing, he makes great movies.
Writing, he does, and it was all on point here. And she sells it because she really is playing. Well, she's playing this really amazing, tough woman who's incredibly skilled in martial arts.
Yeah.
She's also a grieving wife and mother in this.
A widow.
And that's part of widow. And she's lost her child, and a lot of her revenge. It's not just for her. So it really, she sells. And again, the motion is so important.
Yeah, it's just, she's just pushing through all that trauma, and she just really wants to do one thing, and that's kill Bill.
It's all in the title. And she kills a lot of other people along the way, too.
Yeah, a lot of other people don't make it through the movie.
But she's got her end goal.
She does have an
won't
important
spoil
end
the
goal.
end. But
we won't tell you if she kills Bill or not.
Well worth the watch of the two movies to find out what
Kill
happens.
Bill 2 as well.
Yeah. But let's move on to second place, which we agree on in this case.
Second place.
I'll give you the honors and announce our second place.
Thank you. Second place is going to be Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton in Terminator and Terminator 2 and the following sequels.
Right.
Personally, I don't talk about those, though.
The first two are
on number 2, and that's it. There's no more movies. That's it.
I agree. The first two classics.
Absolutely.
Diminishing returns after that.
Yeah, I never liked the rest of them, but I do think that the first two are great. First one really showed the character in her start, and that kind of the transform from the first one to the second one was really well done.
Yeah, 100%. It was amazing because in the first Terminator movie, we see her. She's just a young woman. I think she's working
living
as
her life.
A waitress in LA.
Yeah, I think it was a waitress that she played.
She's very sweet-natured. She's just living her life. She doesn't know. She's really drawn in to this epic adventure that deals with time travel and the fight to save humanity.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know any of what this going in.
She doesn't know what's about to happen. She doesn't know why Arnold Schwarzenegger's chasing her down.
No.
Right? She's confused.
Yeah, as any of us would be. And it's really cool. Like, it's an action story. It's a love story in there, too, in the first one.
It's a mix of things.
But it's amazing, the transformation she went through physically and the change she showed in her character from the first one, she's a naive young woman. In the second one, T2, she knows what's going on. And it takes place I think they say it's supposed to be 10 years later.
I think it does, yes.
But she's now a mother. She is, knows she has to protect her son, who
is the savior.
Spoiler alert, but yes, he's kind of the savior of humanity, potentially.
It's no longer, this is my son, I'm going to raise him. It's now, this is the person who's going to save the world. Yeah, and she really does take that, because you see that in the movie for sure.
Yes.
Especially in one part. I think they're in the back of a van when they're getting shot at.
Oh, yes.
And rather than, the son, Sean Connor, think his name was John. Sorry,
Yeah,
John
yeah,
Connor, not
right,
Sean Connor.
right.
You know, he thinks she's coming in for a hug, but she's actually just checking to make sure he has no wounds.
Yes.
And that really portrays the character as not just like this motherly figure, but as someone who's like, okay, I have to make sure he does not die.
And in the decades since she first found out got a sneak peek of the future, she's spent her
Judgment Day.
years learning how to fight, how to use
We
guns.
really do see a change. And I heard actually in an interview about her and her role is one thing that she wanted to make her character crazy when she came back for the second one.
Interesting.
And I think that was really well
it's so
portrayed,
smart.
especially in the start.
Because that's how the world would see you if you try and
If
tell
you're telling people
your
that,
story.
you know, robots are trying to come back in time, right? Definitely something that no one would really believe.
But she kept fighting and did what she had to do.
And you really see how she goes from, you know, really just kind of no idea what's going on to just kind of ruthless, doing whatever she can to stop and the end of the world.
Yeah. So Linda Hamilton, amazing in this role.
We don't want to talk too much about the story because it's a fantastic movie and you should watch it.
For anyone who hasn't, yes.
But she definitely has one of like the best movie arcs ever, I would say.
100%.
You know, you really
agreed.
see like a complete
Evolution
flip of character.
Of the character, 100%. Agreed.
Definitely.
And now the time has come for our number one choices. Are you ready?
Drum roll.
Now, I have to ask you, Adam, who is the estrogen-charged heroine who rocked your cinematic world?
Well, as much as I thought that the great from the other actresses, I thought they did a fantastic job. I did want to go with Emily Blunt in The Edge of Tomorrow. It does actually technically, you know, the star of the movie is Tom Cruise, but I think the way that the movie was done is really well. Because sure, Tom Cruise is the star, but he's not the action hero. When we get to it, Tom Cruise is just this kind of figurehead that, you know, he's top of the military, but he doesn't really do anything. We see Emily Blunt playing Rita, and she's really the one who's been a part of this war. She's been fighting the aliens. She's, you know, she's seen it all. She knows what's happening. She knows how to fight the aliens, and she's really this kind of public figure. I think there's actually a scene where she has like a mural of her holding like a sword and like armor. And it really shows that, you know, like this woman is just a badass. You know, she's fighting off these aliens. She's been through the war, and you have Tom Cruise coming in, and he hasn't fought once. All he really was just kind of this general that, you know, he's just kind of a figurehead to look good for like the TV and all that. And that's what I thought was really good because, you know, she comes in and she's like, I will teach you to how to fight these aliens. I will show you what you have to do, because she knows that this guy has no idea what he's doing.
Right.
He's lost, but he's the only person that can possibly save the world.
And Tom Cruise is known as being one of the best action stars in the world, but Emily Blunt does an amazing job of matching him.
That's one thing I really like because, you know, you see Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible or that Mummy movie and a lot of other things, and he's always a super cool, slick spy guy.
Yeah.
He's like very, you know, he always knows what he's doing. He's an action hero.
Of course.
And to have him kind of be this non-action hero at the start and having Emily Blunt come in and be like, hey, I'm going to turn you into this was really cool.
Yeah,
You
agreed.
get to see her kind of be the driving force for the movie.
A lot of respect for her. Because
Definitely.
it'd be hard for any actor to hold their own against Tom Cruise.
That's the thing, right? I couldn't hold mine against Tom Cruise.
Most people couldn't, but yeah, so
It is Tom Cruise.
full respect.
But Emily Blunt,
Emily Blunt.
fantastic job.
Agreed.
Fantastic character.
Yeah, absolutely
Well,
agreed.
that's my top one. What is yours?
I am going to go with Michelle Yeoh in
Ooh.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Good movie.
And I chose that. That's a very recent
That is
movie.
pretty recent.
She won the Oscar last year
She is a good
for
actress.
Best Actress. Absolutely. And she's done a wide variety.
Oh, she's done a lot.
But she did start, she was a Malaysian actor who she first found success in Hong Kong action movies in the 90s. And I chose this movie because she really got her flowers, as they say now, in the last year with that movie. And people have really shown respect. Because sometimes people who start in action, they don't always get a lot of respect.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
And Everything Everywhere All at Once, just an amazing movie to combine. It's another sci-fi movie that can be hard to understand. There's a lot going on.
Oh, definitely hard to understand.
And
It's like one of those kind of, it's like Inception, right? It's, you know, first time you watch, you might have no idea what you just watched.
Yeah, definitely worth a rewatch.
But you enjoy
Put
it.
it together. You do. And she does great. Of course, she does great in the action scenes. But again, she grounds it with her acting and with the drama behind it.
I know she also does have like
it's a
fun
love
moments.
story. Yeah, it's a family story, the relationship between a husband and wife.
I
and
forget
a
the
family.
actor who played the husband, but I love him.
Yeah, he had a comeback, another great story.
Yeah, he was in
He's
the
a child
Loki show
actor.
as well.
Oh,
And
right.
he's a great actor.
And he was a child actor.
He was a
had
child actor.
Some lean years there. He wasn't getting a lot of work.
So
Partially
she was
because
definitely working with a lot of good actors as well.
that helped. But yeah,
But she really did shine through the
she
role.
was the star, and
She was the
Jamie Lee
star.
Curtis was great as well. Loved her. And Michelle Yeoh has had this long history. I first found out about her, like a lot of North American offices. She's already a star in a lot of the world.
Yeah.
But in the James Bond movie Tomorrow Never Dies,
Great
back
movie.
in 1997, she was great in that. And then there's a 2000 movie by the amazing director Ang Lee, Crouching Tiger, Hidden
I
Dragon.
have seen that movie.
That could have also been Everything Everywhere All at Once is just a little more recent.
Yeah.
And a
More
lot of people
probably
know that.
it than Crouching Tiger.
However, she was fantastic.
Oh,
Her
yes.
skills were on full display. And so that's a great one if you haven't, to go check out and see her.
You should watch both movies.
But I think she's there. And she's also very well known from the beginning of her career for doing her own stunts and some pretty amazing stunts. So, because, a lot of even male action stars, some of them, they rely a lot on their stunt doubles. And I mean, all actors, I'm sure, have their stunt
I can only
doubles,
think of
but
like 2 actors that I know that do their own stunts.
yeah.
And one of those is Jackie Chan.
Oh, of course.
And
Yeah,
I think Tom Cruise as well.
Yeah, he's known for doing a lot. But yeah, Michelle Yeoh from when she
Fantastic
started,
actress.
she's been known for doing her own stunts.
Which
so.
is always super cool, Because
Yeah.
not only it really keeps you in that movie because sometimes in movies you see, oh, that's not them.
Yeah, it's true.
It's always funny when someone's driving a car then swaps to somebody else who looks completely different.
Right, and you can pick that up on that.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes, especially with pause, works way too well now. If you're watching at home, it might work in the movie theater if it goes quick.
Yeah, you can't
but
pause there.
Even then, sometimes though, you can notice a difference
Yeah.
in build. But yeah, so that's impressive. Any actor can do the stunts and
Definitely.
the quality of stunts.
She does a fantastic job.
But hopefully, we've given people some ideas too, of some movies to check it if they haven't. And
Maybe
there's
think about some of their favorite female action heroes. 'Cause There's
Exactly.
definitely more out there, not just the
Oh,
ones we talked about.
there's a huge list. Yeah,
There's too many to even count.
Yeah, and as the decades go on, there's more and more.
There's
women getting a
definitely going to be
chance.
more. There's going to be fantastic movies from the actresses we talked about and ones we didn't.
Yeah, so hopefully, I know I'm going to be checking out and rewatching some of these movies myself. I think.
Definitely. I think I might have to go home and watch Edge of Tomorrow. Maybe Terminator as well. Maybe all the movies, actually.
Yeah, yeah, they're all the ones you mentioned.
They
I think I have
all
to
are
check out
good
again
movies is the
too.
thing.
Yeah, no, agreed. And thanks. This has been a great conversation.
This has been a fantastic conversation.
I've enjoyed
A
talking.
fantastic
about
show.
these. Yeah, I've enjoyed talking.
Fantastic
about
hosts.
these women and these roles, and thanks and for joining me for this.
Yeah, thanks
And
for having me.
That is our show for this week. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time
Bye.
on Hollywood Ranked. Have a great day.